Hello everybody, Choco Turkey here. Whenever you were growing up, whether it be in the 80s, the 90s, or even the 2000s for us younger people, you probably heard the term stranger danger. Now, if you were like me, you probably disregarded that because, it was so cliche. Obviously, no one would willingly put themselves into a dangerous situation with a stranger, so why even worry about it? This story happened to me a good while ago while I was still operating my online cafe on Roblox, as many of you know. Every day, random people would come in to kick it and have fun with their friends, and it just so happened that somebody would try to break the rules and really overstep their bounds. Enter Tyrone. Tyrone walks in and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I've run an online company for 5 years and I've just met so many types of people and I've gotten myself into dangerous situations, but the minute this dude walks in, my spider senses immediately go off. They send whatever Spider-Man's senses send. So now on Roblox, everything is online, so there are obviously bound to be hackers. They'll post inappropriate pictures everywhere, they'll hack the game in a way that makes it unenjoyable for people to be on there while they're hanging out. It's really bad. Now, Tyrone was one of these people, and he was doing all of the above, really ruining the experience for everybody there. So, I go up to Tyrone, and in a very professional sounding voice, I'm like, "Hey man, I know you think this is funny, but, we don't do that here. We don't allow that type of behavior because it makes the guests not want to come back after they leave." So obviously he responds, he says, "Yeah, I understand, I'll go then." So I'm like, "Okay then," he's gonna go. And mind you, on Roblox there are legitimately millions of other games that this dude could have done his hacking thing at. So come to find out, not even a few days later, one of my good friends at the time hits me up and he's like, "I think that same dude from the other day is hacking and spamming inappropriate pictures again." And I was mad. Not because he was doing it again, but because, we had talked man to man. Like, come on, son. Like, why are you still doing it? So I go down to the cafe and I see Tyrone. I go up to him and still in a professional voice say, "Okay, maybe you thought I was joking the first time, but I wasn't. Stop doing this before I actually have to do something about it. I don't want to have to go there and be mad, but you said you weren't going to do anything anymore, and now you're back doing exactly the same thing I caught you doing the first time." It's like every moment with an angry parent at their child when they tell their child not to do something, and then 2 minutes later they find their child doing the exact thing that they told them not to do. It was awkward. And of course, when Tyrone responds, he's like, "Well, sorry, I thought you were kidding the first time. I'll leave then." Obviously, he didn't think I was kidding. He just got mad that he got caught the second time. But if he had left after that, obviously this wouldn't be a Roblox story time. It would just be something I shared with my friends. But he didn't stop. He came back. So 2 days later, I hear from the chatter of my employees that Tyrone had new hacking stuff and was increasing the velocity or whatever. He was messing everything up more than ever. So everyone's starting to complain, and as the owner of a business, especially a business as social and outputting as a cafe, you have to be professional in a way when you're dealing with people because you meet new people every day. You have to show them that you're respectful. But the minute someone crosses my line in the sand, it is game over. I'm sorry. I immediately go back down to the cafe one last time. I see Tyrone in the midst of his hacking, and I tell him in a not so professional way, "You're banned, game over, son. I'm not gonna deal with you or your unfunny self anymore." So then I banned him, and that should have been that. But obviously it wasn't, because these types of people have nothing better to do in their free time than to mess with more successful people because they themselves are failing at doing something, and because they see someone who's doing better than them at the time and quote-unquote making it, that automatically warrants them to try to attack the other person for being better than they are at something. Like, makes no sense. And here's where this gets fairly dangerous in terms of online dangerous. On Roblox, you can create multiple accounts, not just one, so if you get banned from a game, you can just re-enter the same game with another account and you won't be banned anymore. So Tyrone comes back with alternate accounts to evade the ban. You know, he does the same thing he's always been doing before, the hacking, and at this point, people in the group, they're trying to find out how to get rid of him for good. A couple days later, after this unnecessary drama, I am at the cafe at night kicking it with a bunch of my employees. Everyone was laughing, joking, whatnot. Out of the corner of my eye, I see one of Tyrone's alternate accounts walking up to the area that everyone was at. I don't know how, and I still don't know after all this time, but this dude Tyrone, because everyone knew it was him, he managed to somehow grab my personal information, and I'm laughing when I'm saying this. It's messed up, but it's pretty funny now that I go back and think about it when I'm telling the story. But my address, my location, what I was doing, basically I had an Instagram at the time that I used to post on to show what I was doing in real life, and somehow he got a hold of that. I'm not really sure how. And then immediately upon coming into the room that we were all at, he just starts spamming the my address and all my personal details, as if that would make me scared or embarrassed or something. And mind you, I was really bothered. Not really much so that someone leaked my address. You know, you do what you need to do, but at the time I was living with my parents, and you don't know what people are capable of online. So if someone leaks your address and it gets into the wrong hands, I don't want some random person showing up at my house. My parents don't deserve that. Come on, son. But, you know, here's the thing about people who do bad things. It always baffles me how people who do bad things never admit to being a bad individual. And when you call them out on what they did, they get mad at you, like you were the one doing something wrong. When I confronted him, I was like, okay, I knew that was you. What's up? What do you want? Like, any problem this dude had with me, he could have told me privately, right? We could have hashed that out. But he didn't want to, because he wanted drama, because he was so lonely that the only entertainment that he got was by causing drama towards other people and seeing chaos ensue. He ended up getting mad at me for apparently calling him out on what he just did. Obviously, a lot of words were exchanged that are probably too graphic to put or say on this channel, but, you know, to put it in layman's terms, he exploded. He went off. And I came to find out months later, after this had gone down, the dude only did what he did because he thought he would look cool in front of a girl that he liked at the time, who was oddly enough also working at my cafe. And I also have a story about her, which is not a really good one. But yeah, that just goes to show you, impressing women never frickin' works. It never does, especially if you do it in that way. Obviously, they never dated. I wonder why. But, oh man. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the story. This has been me, Choco Turkey, and I'm out. Comment your online danger situations. Yeah.